Hi, I'm Joe Giordano, Chief Content Director at Aftermarketer Club. Today, for our In the Pits expert interview series, we're going to be talking about how automotive industry companies can benefit from mobile marketing. Our guest today is Simon Salt. Simon is the founder and CEO of Inkslingers. His company is a leader in traditional marketing communications, social media, and mobile marketing applications. So let's welcome Simon to the show. Hi, Simon.
Hi, Joe. Thanks for having me on.
First question, what is mobile marketing?
Well, mobile marketing really is leveraging the mobile devices that we're using. So initially, people immediately go to the phone. They think mobile marketing is phone, but as I've got here, mobile can be this and it can be this. And as we always say in mobile marketing, size matters. This is this is the one time when it's true. They're not lying to you. So mobile marketing is any device that isn't tethered to a desk or a home.
Okay. Okay, so, how does marketing via mobile differ from, other internet platforms?
So I would say the biggest difference is the attention span. So if you think about somebody visiting a website who might spend on average a couple of minutes on that website, and if you've got, say, a banner ad on that page, you've got, a couple of minutes for your message to be seen. You've also got anything up to, 42 inches, maybe even more of screen size. So you've got time, you've got landscape, you've got real estate that you can leverage. When you're talking about a screen size of, like this, 3.5, maybe 4 inches if you're lucky, your message is much smaller. It's going to be used and looked at much quicker because somebody using something on a mobile phone is not there to just browse, usually. They may be using an app, they might be visiting a mobile website. Whatever they're doing, they're not primarily interested in your mobile message. So the big difference is you've got to be much smarter about how you interject your messaging into what else they're doing.
Okay. And so, what would you say is the fastest and easiest and most economical way to get started with mobile marketing?
I would say use one of the existing platforms, Google, which we're all used to, and if you're doing any kind of ads online, you're almost certainly at some point got Google in the mix somewhere. And Google has a very good mobile ad platform that you can leverage. And if you're familiar at all with the way Google Ads works, you'll be able to just jump straight in and start using it on mobile. I would say that's the easiest point of entry.
Okay. And are there two or three best practices that are important to keep in mind when you're thinking about mobile marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're thinking about going beyond just banner ads or that type of thing, and you start to really think about marketing properly on a mobile platform, people immediately think of maybe apps or they think of websites.
Mhm.
So whichever you're going, whichever route you're going, if it's web optimized, then you really have to think about how does my site look and behave on various mobile devices, in particular touchscreens,
Mhm.
because those do behave a lot differently than the old style, BlackBerry with a movable trackball type of environment. Touchscreens make things look differently, and they also behave differently.
Mhm.
If you're going the app route, you really have to think less about you as a brand and what you want the user to do, and more about what does the user want to do and how do you fit in with that. So, for example, in the aftermarket space, if you were a tire manufacturer, provider of tires, you might actually want to tie into the fact that the most popular type of app is weather.
Mhm.
So, providing weather and driving conditions for location that somebody's in, and then tying that back to the type of tires that you provide that are best suited to that type of weather is actually a better route than just simply trying to build an app that, puts fancy tires on somebody's car.
Okay. And I noticed that we've talked a lot about the web-based, but I know mobile marketing can sometimes include things like text message marketing. What are your thoughts about that for aftermarket companies?
Yeah, absolutely. Text messaging has the benefit of not being reliant on specific types of platform. You don't have to code differently for Apple or Android or BlackBerry, or WebOS. So it overcomes the technology barrier. It overcomes the price point barrier because it's not dependent on smartphones. The main problem that you have is there's about a 39% drop off when people are invited to use SMS as a responding campaign. And primarily the number one reason of that is they don't understand how. So they get a message that says, respond with wheels to 393940. And they have no understanding what that means because 393940 isn't a telephone number. And when they text their mom or their brother or their sister or their partner, they're actually texting somebody usually from their contact book. So they're not even typing in a phone number. They just select mom from their contact book and they send a text. So there's that educational piece. So one of the things we always tell clients is be prepared to educate the user first as part of the campaign before you kind of launch into it.
Great advice there. And finally, what are some of the trends and issues with mobile marketing that companies should keep their eye on?
I think that there's two big things. One is there's been a lot of market segmentation around what we call feature phones, which is sort of the basic phone, and smartphones, which have been associated primarily with a different demographic. Slightly higher income, more professional users, early adopters. That's changing rapidly, and I think those demographics are going to change for a lot of people, especially later this fall when we see the prepaid iPhone hit the market here. It landed in Europe last year, had a big impact on their market. It's going to land here this year. That's going to definitely change the demographic that we see using the smartphones. Android are already available as prepaid phones. That does change the demographic. You can't now rely on the fact that smartphone users who may be downloading apps have higher disposable income. Not necessarily the case anymore. And also we're going to think about bandwidth. Prepaid phones, people are buying specific amounts of data. And we're also starting to see, even on contract, that the companies are restricting the amount of data that people use. If that becomes the case, then your app has to have a genuine use for the user to want to keep using it. And so we've got to see much smarter marketing. Just producing an app that looks good and is great for a one-time